Welcome to Wired to Be Rich. I'm Manda, entrepreneur, content creator, self-taught investor, and the founder of Balance and Destiny, which is my career and wealth strategy firm. I created this space to talk about what most people avoid, what it really takes to step into alignment, build real wealth, and become the version of yourself that no longer awaits for permission. I've built my life by learning to trust myself deeply. I've learned how to start over, shift timelines, and move from survival into strategy. I teach people all around the world how to do the same, how to build lives that reflect who they really are and not who they were told to be. If you're ready to stop shrinking, start listening to your own voice, and create success that actually feels good to live inside, well then welcome. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Let's jump right into this week's episode. Everybody wants the mansion, the lifestyle, the financial freedom, the spotlight even, the soft life without strategy, and the abundance without alignment. But most people are still thinking like tenants, mentally renting beliefs, emotionally leasing identities, spiritually outsourcing their worth to opinions and algorithms. They're praying for overflow while budgeting their energy like they're not already chosen. That's the apartment mindset. It's reactive. It's rooted in fear and framed by survival and sounds like, what's the cheapest way to stay safe? Or it'll sound like, how do I avoid losing what little I already have? But here's the truth. You cannot manifest generational abundance while still showing up like everything you have is temporary. Real wealth, true, lasting, undeniable wealth is built on ownership. And ownership doesn't start with money, property, or assets. It starts in your mind. It starts with what you believe you're worthy of holding. You can't keep borrowing confidence and expecting to build a kingdom. If you're ready to start building from a place of clarity, alignment, and power, check out my company, Balance and Destiny. I created it to help people just like you shift their mindset, rewire the narrative, and strategically position themselves for wealth and real success. From resume revamps to career coaching and confidence work, we help you stop renting your identity and start owning your future. And while you're questioning whether it's too soon to start, the world is shifting. Right now, in real time, tariffs are being manipulated, trade agreements are being torn apart, inflation is whispering louder every single day, and the stock market isn't moving off truth, it's reacting to psychology. Headlines create fear, and fear moves money. We all know that. And meanwhile, behind closed doors, the same billionaires people praise for being self-made are buying assets in silence, using panic as a distraction tactic. Let me say this clear. We're in the middle of a global wealth transfer, you guys. And while governments and corporations are repositioning billions, many of y'all are still afraid to invest $500 into your idea, your growth, or your brand. That's apartment energy. That's let me wait until it's safe logic. But let me tell you, by the time it feels safe, it's already too late. Wealthy people aren't waiting for conditions, they create them. Success doesn't come to those who wait, it comes to those who build in the dark, who invest when no one's watching, who plant seeds when the ground still looks dry. Every wealthy person you admire, they learn to invest, not just money, but discipline, time, boundaries, focus, and identity. And here's a secret nobody tells you. If your nervous system is only used to survival, it will reject stability the moment you taste it. You will self-sabotage the very thing you said you wanted because safety will feel so unfamiliar. Peace will feel like a punishment, and freedom, well, that will feel like pressure if you haven't mentally rehearsed how to hold it. This is why mindset isn't just some kind of buzzword. It's your blueprint. Literally, you're not broke because of money. You're broke because your container for abundance has cracks in it. And until you repair your mental foundation, nothing you build will feel sustainable. Mansion dreams require mansion level thinking, and you can't rush a legacy while thinking like a leaseholder. And speaking of appearances, let's talk quickly about Coachella for a second, because it says a lot about the culture we're in right now. Every year, Coachella becomes more than a music festival. It turns into a lifestyle runway, a digital billboard of who's made it, or at least who looks like they have. And I'm not knocking it. I love a good slay and a soft life moment. But Coachella is a mirror. A big glittery mirror. It shows us how much we still equate visibility with value, how easy it is to confuse being seen with actually being set free. Because let's be real, the fits are stunning, the influencers are glowing, and the energy is high. But under all that glitter, you start to see how much of your generation is chasing the look of wealth before they've built the foundation. And I get it. We're all navigating this era of content, curation, and brand building. We want to show up, look good, and be known. And there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes we forget that the soft life isn't just about aesthetics, it's about alignment, peace, ownership, and preparation. So if you went to Coachella, amazing. I love that for you. But after the feathers fall and the filters fade, check in with yourself. Are you building something behind the scenes that's just as beautiful as what you posted? Because the real flex isn't the outfit, it's the foundation. And let's talk about fame, because success and visibility are not the same thing. A lot of people are out here manifesting platforms, praying for followers, asking for influence, but can't even process private criticism without spiraling. You want to be seen, but don't realize that being seen also means being watched, judged, misunderstood, and picked apart by people who have no context, no relationship with you, and no loyalty to your truth. Visibility doesn't feel like a blessing when your identity isn't rooted. If you haven't grounded yourself in something deeper than applause, the spotlight won't feel warm, it'll feel like a magnifying glass. One that amplifies every crack you try to hide, because fame doesn't validate, it reveals. It multiplies whatever is already in your system. People think they want to go viral until they do, until the comments come, until the strangers start projecting their insecurities onto you, until your name ends up in conversations you weren't invited to, based on clips that don't tell the whole story. It's not, an- okay, if you're not anchored in who you are, visibility will feel like exposure. That's the best way I can put it right now. Not in a good way. And that's the part no one talks about either. That part that isn't sexy, the part that comes after the aesthetics, after the post, after the launch. We glamorize main character energy, but nobody prepares you for the emotional conditioning it takes to stay grounded when the crowd loves you one day and questions you the next. This era is obsessed with visibility, clout, performance. Everybody wants to be known, followed, and reposted. But here's what no one's talking about. How do you actually hold it once it comes? We're out here calling in virality, platforms, brand deals, but are you even prepared to carry the weight of your own name when it starts to circulate in rooms you've never walked into? Because let me tell you something, exposure without stability is a setup. You want the stage but haven't trained your nervous system for the spotlight. You want legacy, but you're trying to microwave it. You're skipping over the soul work and expecting the algorithm to carry what only alignment can sustain. And that's not a read, it's a reality check, because legacy is not built on going viral. It's built on what you're willing to do when nobody's watching. When there's no applause, no comments, no clicks, just you, and a decision you remake every single day saying, I'm still going to show up, I'm still going to build, and I'm still going to become. And let me be real with you, legacy is not always cute. It's lonely, it's uncomfortable, it's full of failed drafts, gut punches, and silent wins that nobody claps for but you and God. It's emotional weightlifting, pulling yourself through days you don't feel chosen, but showing up like you still are. It's crying in a car and still delivering with excellence. It's getting told no when holding the faith that yes is just further down your timeline. It's blind faith with receipts to match. So here's the hard truth. If you're still praying for more, quote unquote, but thinking like everything you have is borrowed, you're not ready. If you're asking for a mansion while still making tenant level decisions, undisciplined, uncommitted, emotionally underfunded, you've got to shift. Because the beautiful part is that you can always rewire. You can clean up your mental and emotional hygiene whenever you feel like it. You can start walking, talking, dressing, and deciding like the woman who's already moved into her next level. Because the mansion you've been manifesting is not delayed, it's not denied, it's waiting on you to become solid enough to hold it without crumbling under the weight of what you asked for. Here's the truth. Society loves to make us feel like we're behind. Like if you don't have it all figured out by 25, you've somehow failed. If you're not married by 30, you're expired. If you're starting over at 40 or pivoting at 50, it's too late. But can we dead that narrative like right now? Because time doesn't expire purpose. Delay doesn't delete destiny. And whether you're 27 questioning if you're doing enough, or 35 wondering if you should have chosen a safer path, or 48 realizing you're just not becoming you, let me remind you, you are not too late. You're in alignment. Some of us had to unlearn everything we were taught just to begin building the life that was actually meant for us. And that takes time. Some of us didn't get the blueprint early. We had to rewrite it ourselves while healing, while surviving, while carrying things we never asked for. So if you're 20 something and feel overwhelmed, breathe. You're building. If you're 30 something and feel like you should be further, pause. You're exactly where your character is being strengthened. If you're 40 or 50 something and feel like you're starting over, celebrate. You're doing it with wisdom this time, not just willpower. Mansion level lives take time. Construction zones don't look cute, you guys. They're messy, loud, and inconvenient, but they're sacred. They're proof that something permanent is being built. And don't let Instagram timelines fool you into rushing God's timing. A late bloom still blooms. A slow rise is still a rise. And a soft life isn't soft because it skips to work. It's soft because you did the work to earn your peace. So, whatever age you're at, this is not a setback. This is not you being behind. This is the part of your story that will make your arrival undeniable. So, let's really talk about it because I know somebody listening right now is wondering if they missed their moment. You could be 28 and scrolling through social media right now thinking, shouldn't I be further by now? Or 34 wondering if that relationship you ended at 29 cost your timeline. It did not. Or you could be 42 asking, is it too late to start over? It isn't. Or you could be 51 and just now realizing that you were playing by someone else's blueprint this entire time. Let me speak directly to your spirit. You are not behind. You are just in your season of construction. And yes, construction is frustrating. There's scaffolding everywhere. The vision's not finished. You're dodging debris, delays, and self doubt. But that doesn't mean you're not building something beautiful. Because here's what they don't post. Oprah didn't start her media empire until her mid 30s. Vera Wang designed her first wedding dress at 40. Samuel L. Jackson didn't land a major film role until 43. And Colonel Sanders, the KFC king, he didn't even franchise that chicken until he was 62. The mansion takes time, y'all. And it's not about how fast you built it. It's about how well you laid the foundation. So here's what I want you to ask yourself right now in this moment. Am I living for the timeline or am I living for the legacy? Am I letting fear of being behind stop me from starting at all? Am I showing up like a renter or building like an owner? Because the truth is, no age disqualifies alignment. The only thing that delays it is doubt disguised as logic. You can become new at 25. You can reinvent at 37. You can rise at 46, and you can shock yourself at 59. All that matters is that you keep laying bricks with faith, with focus, and with fire in your chest. So whether you're building in silence, rebuilding from scratch, or still drafting the vision on paper, you're not behind. You're just getting started. And your foundation is about to speak for itself. So here's what I'll say from one person in progress to another. You can't keep asking for more and treating it like a maybe. You say you want the mansion, the freedom, the soft life, the version of you who feels rooted. But if you're still showing up halfway, still talking yourself out of your own worth, still making decisions like everything's temporary, then something's got to shift. And I get it, truly, I do, because I've been there. I've had moments where I wanted the outcome, but didn't really feel ready for the pressure, right? Or moments where I said I wanted big things, but deep down wasn't sure I could actually hold them. And that's what this is really about. Learning to expand your capacity before the blessings arrive, not just after. This whole journey is not about what you build, it's about who you become in the process. And that version of you doesn't need to rush. It needs to stay with itself. Stay present, stay open, stay grounded, even when it's slow, even when it's quiet, even when no one's clapping. Because the truth is, your life is being built brick by brick, whether you realize it or not. Every choice, every mindset shift, every time you show up when it's uncomfortable, that's part of the blueprint. So if you've been wondering if you're behind, you're not. If you've been second guessing your pace, let that go. And if you've been holding back because it doesn't look like it's working yet, I promise you, the best things often don't look like much when they're still being built. Keep going, keep laying bricks, and you know that you don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to not give up on the version of you who's already waiting on the other side of this. And when that moment hits, when the foundation is so strong, when the room is finally ready, and when you finally walk into what you've built, you'll realize it was never about rushing. It was always about becoming steady enough to hold it. You're not behind, you're becoming, and that's more than enough. You're not behind, you're building quietly, intentionally, brick by brick. Even when it doesn't look like progress, it is. Even when no one sees it, it matters. And even when it feels like nothing is moving, you are. The journey isn't about rushing here. It's about becoming solid enough to hold what you asked for. So keep laying the foundation. Keep showing up even when it's uncomfortable. Keep becoming the version of you that doesn't fold under pressure, because that version is already in motion. You're not wired to settle. You're not wired to shrink. You're wired to be rich. I will see y'all next Tuesday. Same place, same time, same energy. I'm wired to be rich. Mwah.